father of Britney Spears has been formally suspended as the conservator of her estate, which he's managed for the last 13 years. The singer had accused Jamie Spears of abusing her mental health and forcing her to use contraception against her will to stop her falling pregnant. A judge in Los Angeles has now passed control of the estate to an accountant nominated by Britney Spears' lawyer. Sophie Long reports from LA.
It was the day they'd been waiting for.
Free Britney now! Free Britney now!
Ever since Britney Spears told the world her father's control over her life was abusive, they've believed the end must be in sight.
This is our song! Free Britney!
For hours, members of the Free Britney movement, who travelled from all over the United States, marched in protest of her 13-year ordeal and the system they say is failing many thousands of others.
By taking a lens to Britney Spears, an icon the world over, I'm hoping that people who don't have a voice, who don't have name recognition, will be able to get the same scrutiny in their lives that Britney's getting today.
Britney's lawyer had asked the judge to remove her father from the conservatorship. In reaction, his lawyers asked for it to be terminated completely.
Inside court, after more than an hour of legal argument, Judge Brenda Penny said the current situation was untenable, reflected a toxic environment and required the immediate suspension of James Spears.
This was the reaction outside court. Euphoric cheers, tears of joy.
I'm just overcome with emotion because I'm actually exhausted right now, but also, full of adrenaline, and my heart is so full. There's so many people here today who came out to support the movement, to support Britney Spears, to support everyone who's trapped in this corrupt system.
The pop star was not in court. Her reaction came in a symbolic post. On cloud 9, she said, as she flew a plane for the first time. Outside court, Britney Spears' lawyer was given a hero's welcome.
Jamie Spears and others are going to face even more serious ramifications for his misconduct. But there's a larger issue here, and the larger issue is now being looked into by state legislatures throughout the country, certainly in California, and by the United States Congress. And to the extent we can shine a light on that issue as well, that's something that's very important.
He said the ruling was a substantial step towards the star gaining her freedom, which he said he hoped she would have by her 40th birthday in December. Sophie Long, BBC News, Los Angeles.
Let's talk to Tess Barker, who's co-host of the podcast Toxic, the Britney Spears story, and she was at the courthouse following this case, as she has done for many years. Joins us now from LA. Tess, thank you very much for talking to us. So how did you react when the news came?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was very ecstatic. I was very happy for Britney, very relieved for her. This is obviously something that she's wanted for a very long time. So it was very welcome, very happy news.
Tess, I just want to get into how you got involved with this in the first place. You're the co-host of the podcast. Your investigative work really did help stoke the Free Britney flame. Just tell us how it began. You were contacted by an anonymous source when you were doing this podcast about Britney's Instagram. What happened then?
Yeah, so it was a bit of our previous iteration of our Britney podcast was actually originally a comedy podcast. We were just overanalyzing Britney's Instagram. And by virtue of the fact that we were spending so much time analyzing what was going on with Britney and her situation, we started to talk quite a bit about her conservatorship. And after that, and during those discussions, we were contacted by a whistleblower who said he worked for a paralegal, who said he was a paralegal working for a lawyer associated with Britney's conservatorship, who told us that Britney had been held against her will in a mental institution. We made a decision to play that voicemail that he had left us, and that sort of kickstarted this modern iteration of the Free Britney movement.
Gosh, so you don't think that all this, the momentum that was gained, would have perhaps begun without you doing that?
I guess not. No, it was sort of an overnight thing where all of a sudden the internet just lit up with Free Britney, and it was sort of a seismic shift in the way that people were talking about Britney and her conservatorship.
Right, just tell us about the ruling today. I mean, is this the result you were expecting? The conservatorship has been taken away from her father, but there is another one in place, a separate one with an accountant that was chosen by Britney Spears' legal team.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's sort of counterintuitive. I actually was expecting the conservatorship to be terminated today, just because I thought the judge probably wants this out of her hair. But that's what Britney's dad was actually pushing for today. Because if the conservatorship had ended today, it would have opened the door for Jamie to leave without anyone really examining what's been going on with the finances of Britney's case or anything else that's in all of those sealed documents that exist in the case. So now Britney's lawyer is going to have an opportunity over the next few weeks to get his hands on all those documents. And now Britney will probably have a much better chance of seeking a restitution for everything that's happened to her.
Right. So you think by leaving a conservatorship in place, it will help future questions about what happened in the past be answered if there has been any allegations of wrongdoing. I just wonder what you think this will do for Britney Spears' near future. How will this ruling today change her life?
I think it's going to change her life completely, because her attorney already said that he wants a date on the calendar to terminate the conservatorship. Right now, that's November 12th of this year. So 6 weeks from now, her attorney plans on terminating the conservatorship. So Britney Spears could be a free woman before her 40th birthday on December 2nd.
Right. So as far as you can tell, she's ecstatic.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And she's newly engaged. I think it's a new phase for Britney.
Tess, thanks very much. Tess Barker there, the co-host of Britney's Gram podcast. Appreciate you talking to us there from LA.